Good day, guys. Good day, guys. Good day to you all. Welcome back to the Formula Sports channel. Thanks for being here. Um, as Reggae Boys fans, I know that many of us have been playing, have been paying close attention at our foolishness about playing, has been paying close attention to the transfer market scene. Well, as football fans in general, I mean, the transfer market is very exciting. You know, many of us as football fans would be paying close attention to the transfer market, but especially, looking at the moves that Reggae Boys are making. Seeing quite a number of Reggae Boys have made some moves in this transfer window. Um, some that we were looking to make moves, or we were hoping that they would make moves based on their current situation. Did not make moves. Some did. You know, some moves, divide opinion. Some think the move is good. Some think the move is bad. There are some moves that are better than others. But I want to talk about this particular move with this particular individual on your screen. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Junior Flemings has made a transfer move to League Two. League Two, I think is how you pronounce it, the second division in France. For those of you who might not have been following closely, Junior Flemings last winter transfer window made a move to Toulouse. Then Toulouse was in the French second division. They got promoted. He has really struggled to find his footing, struggled to find game time. Hasn't played for the senior team this season. Featured only 3 times last season, down to the end of the League Do campaign. Now Toulouse are in the first division, and Flemmer, to say he has struggled to find game time would be an understatement. He hasn't gotten any. So I was really hoping this was one of the Reggae Boys I was looking at and paying close and keen attention to, right? Seeing what would happen with him in this transfer window, hoping that he would make a move for his career, this transfer window. And ladies and gentlemen, Junior Flemings has made the move to a team in League Two called Chamois Niortis. If I'm not mistaken, that's how you pronounce it. I am very sorry. Pronunciations are of some of these names is not an easy thing. But yeah, Chamois Niortis or Niortis, I think is how you pronounce it. The most important thing is that they are in League Two, the French second division. Me personally, I was really crying out for Junior Flemings to go to the French second division. Even before this move happened, I was saying, yo, Flemmer needs to go down a level, right? He needs to acclimatize himself to French football. He's not gonna be able to do that in the French League One because let's face it, a couple of months ago he was in the USL. The USL League One, two different levels, two like worlds apart in the deficit in quality between those two leagues. I mean, League One as one of the greatest, if not the greatest player of all time playing in it. So I thought he needed to acclimatize himself to French football, dropping a level, right? I think would have been the best way for him to do that. And it just made perfect sense for him to drop a level, man. League Two, in my humble opinion, is a step up from the USL. So that in and of itself for Junior Flemings would be a challenge. Now it's a challenge I think he has the capabilities to overcome. Not saying he will go to League Two and star it up, but I do believe that he's of that quality that he can start for a League Two team, as French second division team. Many people doubt that because they're saying, oh, he never got a lot of game time for Toulouse in the half a season in the second division when he played for them. when they were in the second tier. He only got 3 games, and there were substitute appearances off the bench. Guys, you have to remember, when Junior Flemmings went to Toulouse, one, they would have, it was mid-season, so they would have already have had a settled squad. Seen? One. Two, they were way out in front in League Two. For him to have gone in there and to have upset the apple cart, or to have forced somebody out of the starting lineup, would have been extremely difficult. It would have been extremely difficult, right? And I mean, for him to have pulled off something like that, he would have had to have been a special talent. You would have had to have come in and be leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else to be able to pull off something like that last season when Toulouse was in the French second division, right? So I wouldn't agree with people who don't think that he can cut it at that level just because it never worked out in the half a season when he went to League Two, right? Another thing that people have to remember as well, just because a player can start for Southampton doesn't mean that he can start for Manchester City, right? Doesn't mean that he will get any game time. If you're a starter at Southampton, unless you're a special player at Southampton, if you make a move to Manchester City, more than likely you probably won't even see any game time. If you do see any minutes, a couple minutes off of the bench and some substitute appearances. The moral of the story that I'm trying to say is that, okay, it couldn't work out for him at Toulouse when they were in the second division. They were the top team, undoubtedly, without a shadow of a doubt, in the French second division. Doesn't mean that there aren't other teams in League Two that he can start for, or that he can certainly get a lot of minutes. Seeing this move, I think, is a very good move for Flemmer. The only thing is that Chamois Niortais, or Chamois Niort for short, they're at the foot of the League Two table. So it's a loan move, and it's a half a season loan move. But they're at the foot of the table. For an attacking player, it is a little bit more difficult when you're playing for one of the worst teams in the league to see any joy and to see any success as an attacking player. Seeing, we all know how the lesser teams in leagues, how they operate, pack up everything behind the ball. Opportunities to forwards aren't as forthcoming as they would receive if they were in other circumstances or in better clubs in said league. So I would have preferred if it was a slightly better club, but I understand, Flemmer really and truly does not have a track record or a body of work at a level that many clubs in the top 2 tiers in France would respect. And the USL, a lot of people in the footballing world look down on American football. It doesn't have the prestige, it doesn't have the history, it doesn't have the for some strange reason, it doesn't have the credibility, right? And I mean, if that's the case for the MLS, then imagine how they would feel about the USL, right? So even though he did very well in the USL, not a lot of clubs in the top 2 divisions, in my humble opinion, would be lining up for a player that starred in the USL, which is kind of, it's kind of mind-blowing to me how this move to Toulouse even happened, really and truly. Great for Flemmer, but it never really made sense for Toulouse, to be honest with you, from a Toulouse standpoint, right? But a lot of people in Europe, I realize that watching football over the years, that a lot of Europeans don't really have a lot of respect for North American football, or North American, quote-unquote, the S-word, soccer. Seeing, but the one of the main reasons why this move is such a good move for Flemmer, it allows him, or it gives him the opportunity to lay down a body of work at a credible level. This is a big opportunity for Junior Flemmings. He needs to grab it with both hands and do the best that he possibly can given the circumstances, right? It is a big move for Junior Flemmings. This is European football. This is the second division of a top 5 league in Europe and by extension the world. Seeing this is a credible level respected by many throughout the world. This is not the USL. It allows him the opportunity to lay down a body of work at a credible level, a level with prestige, a level with credibility, a level with history. And that is why this is such a big move for Junior Flemmings. The team has been struggling to score goals, the team that he has gone to, so I guess that's why they needed the reinforcements. The first leading goal scorer for the club has scored 9 goals in League 2, which is a decent return, especially for a club that poor at the foot of the table. But the second leading goal scorer has only scored 2 goals. So, there you go. If I'm not mistaken, the team is the lowest scoring team in League 2 with something like 18 goals, if I'm not mistaken. And, so you can understand why they need the reinforcements going forward. And it's not going to be an easy road for Junior Flemmings, where goal scoring opportunities are concerned. The good thing about this team is that they use a front 2, and I think that's one of the reasons why the Junior Flemmings move would have been attractive to them, right? A cheap option, 1 and 2. Junior Flemmings has a history, at Birmingham Legion, if memory serves right, at Phoenix Rising as well. He was playing in a front 2 and had success at both those two respective situations, right? We have seen Junior Flemmings in a front 2. Me personally, I think Junior Flemmings has the makeup to be a good forward at a credible level, right? I think he has all the attributes in the world to be a forward, not a winger, not a wing forward, but a forward, and even an out and out forward by himself. I think he probably needs to rebrand his career and go more that route. I think he would have greater success being an out and out forward. Me personally, we saw him in the USL playing as a forward in a front 2, and he looked really good in my humble opinion. So I think that is one of the reasons why this move would have been attractive to, this particular club, because, they play with a front 2 forward line. And, we have seen Junior Flemmings shine in a similar context before. Quickly, just to look at some of the comments from some of the commenters. You see it on your screen, 2 of the comments that were posted under the tweet made by Shamois Niort. When they tweeted it out, some fans had some things to say. Right, we did some translation. You see the French text on your screen, and to your right, you see the English text. So the commenter at the top right says, just the player we needed for the national. This is not a positive comment, people. Basically, they're saying that, oh God, we're going to get relegated. See, this is just the player we need for the French 3rd tier, which is the national. See, so that's not a positive comment. And another comment, just to highlight 2 of the comments that were under the tweet, to the left and lower side of to the right and lower side of your screen, the French text translated to English, welcome to the mess. Welcome to the mess. So those are some of the comments, surrounding this particular move. But all in all, do I think Junior Flemmings will go there and do well? I think he will go there and do reasonably well under the circumstances. I don't expect him to stitch a ton load of goals, but I expect him to lay down a body of work that will prove to at least the League 2 level, the French second tier level. I think he will lay down a body of work in this half a season that will prove to other League 2 teams that he is a French second division quality player. At the very least, a good option to have off the bench. In my humble opinion, he will go further by proving that he can be a useful starter for many French second division teams, right? If the situation at Toulouse does not work out, which honestly, if Toulouse stays in Ligue 1, it would be hard to see how it will work out for him. You know, he can either get another loan move to another French second division club, get a permanent move, impress that much to get a permanent move to another French second division club. Who knows? He could even impress so much Toulouse decide to see what he can do for them in Ligue 1. Seeing very good opportunity for Junior Flemmings to acclimatize himself to French football. Hopefully he grabs it with both hands. He's gonna have to work his socks off, man, because when you see, I've never seen this team play, but when you see a team at the foot of a league standing, you know, opportunities are hard to come by. For forwards, he just has to grab the opportunities that he can with both feet. Seeing, and there's a player in this squad that has already gone 9 goals this season, so clearly there are goals to get. Knock up like button, subscribe and share. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the Junior Flemings move. Take care, stay safe, and until next time, guys.